Hello, dear friends. Me again. Your boy Lev. Today, we're gonna be continuing to speak about spirituality and religion. I got some Indian tea right here, which is actually a powder. You just kind of put it in the water and also a slice of lemon, obviously. You know, this is what happens to people who really know how to live life. Okay, whatever, guys. So, yeah, why? Why religion? Yeah. Why do I believe in God? How's that? How did that happen? How did a guy who made videos about whatever with penis jokes and all that came to a lifestyle where he begins his day with prayer? How did that happen? Well, honestly, I'm gonna tell you what. In the previous video, I told you how I got into spirituality, but after that, I was getting deeper and deeper into the topic of controlling the universe with your mind, with your thoughts. So there are some books. It's actually a really big, let's say, direction in the self-help sphere right now, that you can imagine your perfect life, and this way it will come to you by itself. So obviously you also have to do something for it, but some people, some books, some let's say movements are saying that actually it's not really that important. You can just visualize your perfect life. It's gonna come to you by itself. Sorry. So yeah, and there is a book which I read, and it sounded pretty smart. For some reason, I thought of myself to be a person that is not that easy to convince in anything, especially when it comes to giving the control over my mind to somebody. But this book, so essentially, once again, you get the point, it's like you can control the universe, you can control the world, you now see how to achieve success easily, you can just achieve any type of life you want. So, but it is a 600-page book with a font that is pretty small, so it's a really huge book. And let me tell you what, I read it and I tried to actually live by these principles, and I actually thought that it worked. Some of the examples, some of the situations why I thought it worked are like, the author was saying, you know what? I actually don't have a talent in writing. This book was written just because I transmitted a thought into the universe that I am a great writer. And this way I got the skills, this way I got the knowledge how to write a book. And you can do the same thing. Anybody can do this. This is what he was saying, I doubt it, but the book is really, I still think that the book is really well written. So I decided to do the same thing. I decided to actually transmit the thought that I'm a genius, that I make genius songs, that my songs are the best, that I know how to make a hit song, blah, blah, blah. So I did that for probably a couple of days, and then I got the idea to make a song, which is called Oda Suke in Russian. It's like, I don't know how to call it in English, but it's like a work of art, whatever, dedicated to a bitch. Yeah. And honestly, I don't know. I still think it sounds kind of cool. All of my friends, they say it sounds cool, but I created it, and if you think about it, I create genius songs, and ending up creating a song that is called a work of art dedicated to a bitch, which is filled with, basically the lyrics there are just pure nonsense. They're just some lyrics that I made up in, I don't know, probably in 30 minutes. And and I thought, okay, this is proof that it's called magic thinking in psychology, that your thought influences reality. And I thought this is proof that magic thinking works. So I thought, wow, great. And actually it's just very comforting thinking that, whenever you decide that you want to achieve success, you don't have to work hard. The book is really repeating itself a lot, and I also learned from ChatGPT, whatever, from Gemini, very important, that it is also a form of manipulation, a psychological influence trick, that if you write a book repeating the same thing over and over, maybe a little bit with some little differences, then the reader eventually starts believing it. And also the fact that the material of the book itself, it's comforting once again, as I said. I remember a clear feeling that this book gives me hope. Okay, turns out I don't have to grind, I don't have to work extremely hard like my parents, like everybody around. I know the secret information, I know how to achieve success just by making some images in my mind. All of these other people, it's their choice. Of course I want to help them, but they just don't listen to my advice. They think I'm crazy. They think I'm stupid for believing in such things. So it's their problem. The book also says everybody gets a life that they choose, essentially. Of course everybody wants to live well, but actually a lot of people are just paying attention to the negative sides of life. But and because of that, they have bad circumstances in their life. But your task is to ignore everything that is negative in your life, and that will provide you with the good circumstances in your life. It will attract good situations in your life. Guys, I don't know. Sounds like bullshit. At that point, I thought, okay, I might try it, because actually, me and a lot of billions of people, they do pay attention to some bad sides of life. This is how our minds work, I think, paying attention to some negative things, it's just evolutionary, I guess. There was no real point in paying more attention to good sides of life, but there was more sense in paying attention to the negative sides of life, because those were usually problems that you had to solve. Otherwise, you would either die or whatever, something bad would happen, your quality of life would decrease radically. Yeah. So if you have no food, obviously you will pay attention to this fact, trying to solve it instead of just appreciating the weather, biologically. I mean, of course, you can try to make yourself appreciate it, you understand what I'm saying, right? So, yeah. So, the thing is that, okay, if just imagining my perfect life is gonna lead me to my perfect life, then, okay, why not? Let's try it. But the thing is, actually sitting down and imagining your perfect life is also not that simple of a task. It sounds weird, I know. What the fuck is hard in the fact of just sitting down and just imagining some stuff? It is. First of all, the book says that if you have problems in your life, man, something is wrong then. Yeah, it's not okay to have problems in your life. Yeah, so the okay situation is when a person lives their perfect life every day and he is just happy from the beginning to the end of every single day. Amigos, I don't know if you guys noticed this. It's not it's not possible. Every person has their own difficulties in life which they have to deal with. But that book, it gave me hope. At that time I thought, okay, maybe this guy's onto something. Maybe really, maybe everybody around just doesn't know how to live correctly. Not everybody practices this. Not everybody tries to control their thoughts. Not everybody knows this. At that time especially. Right now, everybody is talking about magical thinking and all that. It's pretty popular. Everybody, there are... Let's say roughly there are two categories of people. The first one just makes fun of it. Oh, yeah, imagine your perfect life, you stupid idiot. And the second actually tries to practice it. And the thing is, it's impossible to actually prove it. In the book, the author says, in order to have this process of visualization to work properly, you have to visualize it without feeling the desire to have it. Yeah? So if I want to have a big house, I have to visualize myself living in this big house, but without wanting it to happen. Because if I actually do want it, then the universe will kind of actually make it so that it doesn't come to me. Why? Because apparently I invest my energy into something that doesn't exist, the desire. And the more you want something, the less you will get. Why the fuck? Why is the world functioning like this? The author says he doesn't know, but it is how it is, yeah? We know the answer now. If you visualize without feeling the desire, everything will come by itself. This is actually how the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids. They were just sitting around, fucking visualizing pyramids, and they actually kind of, built themselves, of course, with slavery, but, at least that was not like them building, that was other people. But, all the pyramids, they were built thanks to this technique. So this technique is extremely old. It's actually, ancient. So it is the truth. Yeah, it's ancient. So it's timeless, it's timeless truth. So obviously, this is the ultimate truth. So you guys you don't even have to believe me, Just try it. Yeah, just ignore all the negative stuff. Somebody, some situation in life is pissing you off. You understand that, it makes you angry. Man, just ignore it, Fuck it. Just, leave it without your attention. Imagine that, he says, the author says, imagine that life is like an art gallery. And if you don't like a certain work of art, you don't stand in front of it and just say, oh my God, I don't like you. You just ignore it. The thing is, it's kind of hard to do, and it's also, as it turns out, it's also a bad idea. For example, let's talk about democracy. Yeah. So something like the people who control the country, people who rule the country, they have to actually, preferably, they have to listen to the people who live in the country who are being under control, let's say. And if these people just ignore everything that does not, let's say, that doesn't satisfy them, right? Then there will be no progress. Yes, I know it doesn't only work like exclusively like this, but this is actually the thing that French philosophers talk about. If you are unsatisfied with something, you will do something so that it changes. So, it's actually one of the theories why French people are such, I don't want to categorize, but, there's a stereotype that French people are always unsatisfied with something because it is useful. Yeah, they can address the things that have to be changed. So, yeah, for example, if this is why the right for public assembly, for meetings outside, this is one of the human rights that has to be respected. Because if we take it away, then it will be almost impossible for people to express what they want to express, express their thought about what has to be changed in the country. But the authors of such books, there are a lot of books like this about magical thinking. They say, listen, the more you express your negative feelings, the more you express your thoughts against some kind of idea in life, the more you feed it. The worse it becomes. So, for example, if we can take, for example, the repressions in the USSR. Imagine if nobody actually addressed it. I think if Alexei Solzhenitsyn hadn't written the book about it, probably a lot less people would know about what Gulag is. Probably more, I think, there would be much more chances that something like this would happen again, somewhere. But now people read this book, about the Gulag, and they actually make their conclusions. And they think, okay, you know what? Some actions have to be taken so that this doesn't happen again. And all of this is thanks to the fact that one person survived a death camp or whatever. It was not a death camp, but it was like a working camp. I don't know how to call it, And essentially, he was a slave, let's say, to the communist system. He survived it and he wrote a book about it. He addressed the fact that something he expressed his negative feelings about something, essentially. Yeah, it was, yeah, he was not to say the least, he was not satisfied with this experience. And you know, this led to positive consequences. Yeah, people made conclusions, and you know, I hope my point is clear. Yeah, so you know, it's kind of contradictory. How can we live in a world without fighting what we think is not right? Of course, we can cross the line. Of course, sometimes you just think that something is wrong, and it doesn't mean that you have to necessarily fight it like completely. You know, just no, I think this person is wrong. You know, I'm a vegetarian, for example. I'm not, just an example. I'm a vegetarian, and this person is not. He or she eats meat. So he kills animals, or she, to eat. So he is the reason of a lot of deaths. I want to improve this world. I don't want to, to tolerate this. So I have to kill this person so that this person doesn't kill a lot of animals. Just think about it, yeah? One death of a person, or potential thousands of deaths of animals? I think the answer is clear. Let's kill this person. Yeah, so this kind of logic, it doesn't mean that, we have to do something to, let's say, achieve justice as it presents itself in our minds. Yeah, life isn't about, I think life is not about like clear answers, what is right, what is wrong. There has to be some kind of balance. Every action has its positive consequences and its negative consequences. But still, you know, just ignoring everything that we're not satisfied with, that idea, oppressing or killing or whatever, you know, just, but basically oppressing people who we do not agree with because we think that they are wrong is also, it's just another side of the same coin. Yeah, it's too much, so we have to find the balance. So it's actually, it turned out that you actually have to, coming back to the book about magical thinking, it turned out that actually you have to do something to achieve stuff, you know? Not only visualize it, and we actually have to be careful with this stuff. You know, one person told me that if you really, really like some kind of self-help book, then be careful, because probably the author says something which is sweet enough for you to believe that it works, that he is right, you know? So he found this sweet spot, yeah? So it sounds real enough, and it also is sweet enough, yeah? The more you want, the less you will get. This sounds real. You're like, oh yeah, okay. You don't have to believe me. You can try it. Oh, okay. He's not even trying to convince me. He's just saying that he knows some kind of information, and he actually doesn't need me to believe him. Okay, so he doesn't need anything from me. He's not selling anything from me. Yeah, he already sold the book to you though, but whatever. Okay. Okay, that's real. I think that's real. And it's sweet, of course. as I told you, yeah? No need to work hard. Just imagine your perfect life. And what is a perfect life, after all? Yeah? Life without pain at all? This would be perfect, you know? I actually hope that this AI revolution brings us to the point that we create some kind of world, probably in another dimension, I don't know, which would have pleasure but wouldn't have pain, you know? Because, yeah, there we go. Here's my vision of the perfect world. A world without pain. Nothing new, but still, you know, it kind of has some sense, I think. But you know what? As long as we live in this world, I think that the absence of pain is just not an option. Yeah, this is what pain is part of life, you know? And the absence of problems, like, what? Honestly, you know, the book also says that you cannot, like, if you imagine some type of lifestyle and you experience too much positive emotions, you will not get it either, man. You have to be calm. Yeah, you have to be like, you have to feel that you deserve it. Then it will come. But if you want it, or if you want it too much, yeah, or if you experience too much positive emotion, you will not get it. Why? Well, because it's life, you know, just because. It works like this. But try it, yeah, you don't have to believe me, try it. So in this case, yeah, even if you visualize your perfect life for as much time as you want, but you still get nothing, you know, it's not the author who's to blame. You probably wanted it too much. Or you actually experienced some positive emotions, so yeah, obviously you wouldn't get it. By the way, you know what happens if you experience negative emotions? For example, if you fear some situations in life, it's also an emotion. What do you think will happen? Well, you will actually attract it to your life. Yeah, so if you want something, it will not come to you. If you imagine something and you are happy about it, man, it will not happen. You know, the universe doesn't like when there's too much energy going on. You were too happy, man, you know. It shows that you don't feel comfortable in this situation. Yeah, the universe doesn't need that. But you are afraid of something, it is coming to you, man. You know, be careful, because it's actually your fault. You were thinking about it. You were being negative about something. You could have just skipped this work of art in the art gallery. But man, it's your fault. Why did you do that? It's your responsibility, by the way. You are to blame. Why did you? Why were you afraid of it? You could have just stopped being afraid of it. You know, simple as that. Are you afraid of something in your life? Just stop being afraid of it. Otherwise, it will actually come to your life. You will attract it. This is how the world works. Yeah. You're angry about something, you will attract more. You're sad about something, more of this is coming. You know, you're anxious. Be careful, man. It's coming. So what the fuck? This actually, yeah. If a person has some mental condition, like for example OCD, yeah, obsessive compulsive disorder, which I do have, then it will really mess with your mind. Because, oh my God, I thought about something bad. I shouldn't have thought about it. There were situations when I was like, everybody thinks about it, like you know, for example, I was filling this cup, which is made of glass, with hot water, and I thought, what if it cracks? You know, so some glass can crack because of hot water. What if it cracks and it gets into my eye? Oh no. And then I thought, why did I think about it? I will attract it. Oh my God. And it's my fault. I actually thought about it. And yeah, I will attract. Oh my God. What a loser. Oh, why did I think I'm a loser? I will actually become a loser because of this. And what's interesting, that this book says, even if something is going wrong, you have to transmit the thought that everything is okay. So if you're angry, stop being angry, say that everything's okay. Guys, I don't know, but modern psychology says it's a bad idea, and I agree with it. You know, when everything is going bad and a person is saying, oh, everything is okay, it's a fucked up situation for a human psychic, you know, for the human mind, I mean. So you see white, you see black, but you're trying to convince yourself that it's white. It's just a path to worsening of a mental condition, in my opinion. And it's not only my opinion, yeah. The person doesn't have money. Just imagine that you have money, yeah? Just transmit the thought, I am rich. So basically live in an illusion, and then in some time you will see. You don't have to believe me. You can just try it. Yeah, guys, so I I wanted to talk about it. It's actually one of the topics in my book. There I explore it in a little bit more of a structured way. Today it was a little chaotic, but still, what you know, what can I say? It's my second channel. I can post whatever I want. It's been 32 minutes. If you're still watching, man, you're a real one. So thank you for watching. I hope you made some conclusions. Don't fall into this trap, you know. Don't believe anybody who sounds too sweet, you know. Have your own rational thinking. Keep the balance in life. And apply efforts in life. It's actually a good idea to apply efforts to get something. Enjoy the path, enjoy the way towards your goal. And I think it's all about balance. All right, guys. Thank you so much. See you in the next one. Goodbye.